Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Artistly Workshop. It's Rob, and it's a nice Saturday morning, and I'm having a cup of coffee and playing around in Artistly. So I thought I would show you something fun that perhaps you could get some use out of. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about creating custom books and mixing different puzzle pages together for a book that has more than one style. Like currently, if you create 25 maze images, you make the flip book and it's a maze book. You do the crossword puzzles, it's a crossword puzzle book. I'm going to show you how to do a custom book that you can do whatever you want with. This is one way to do this, and it's actually not the best or most exciting way. I'm saving that for a future video that's coming up. But this is a quick, dirty, easy way to make a custom book. So let's get into it. Very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Claude, and I'm going to tell Claude I need a very short, simple child's story. And I'm going to see what it generates. And coming back to here from the Artistly dashboard, we're going to go Create Design, Fast AI Image Designer. And the only storybook tool that works with this particular hack is in Storybook Studio, Script to Storybook V2, because it meets two criteria for this. It has the text and the image on the same page, and it allows you to swap story images. All right. So we're going to use Script to Storybook V2. We're going to create a new story. We don't care about our characters. We're not using a character. This is strictly a dummy, so I'm going to throw in whatever. I'm going to go back to my simple children's story, copy it. We don't care what it is. We're going to paste it here. We're going to do it in 3:4. We don't need book details. Yeah, don't need any of that stuff. And now we're going to generate our book, and I'm going to pause it. So coming back to this, the book is generating right now, the storybook. And it actually worked out quite perfectly because it's given me 12 pages, and I have 12 pages of puzzles to deal with. So we're going to let that finish and come back in a moment. All right. Everything has generated. We have our 12 story images. This is an experiment, so we're kind of trying this together. But one thing I did think about was that we don't actually have 12 storybook pages. We have 12 images. So we only have 10 storybook pages. So I think that's going to affect what I was going to do here. But it's the technique that matters, not so much all the details. So let's get into it. First thing we have to do is we have to generate, if we want solutions for our puzzles in our book, we have to generate flipbooks. So we're going to go to, let's go to Maze Generator, create flipbook. I did this last series of puzzles all with a similar theme, which I called Dungeons and Dragons, Goblins, Treasure, all that stuff. So you'll see that theme throughout. So I'm going to select Pages, generate flipbook. Let's say we're going to call this Mazes, and we don't care about front cover, back cover. We don't care. Generate flipbook. All we're doing here is getting the solution. So while that's working, we can actually go back to Personal Designs. Let's go to Kids Puzzles, create a flipbook, and we're going to do our Spot the Difference pages. Create the flipbook. We'll call it Spot. We will pick a cover. We don't care. There. Generate flipbook. Once again, this is all strictly for the solutions. And the last kind of puzzle we have is the crossword puzzles. Create flipbook. This time we're going to select the crossword puzzle pages. Create flipbook. We'll call this cross. Don't care. Whoops. Don't care. generate. All right. So now we have for mazes, our maze, our solution, etc. Okay. And for the spot the difference, our lovely cover, spot the difference, and the answer key. So here's where the fun begins. We now are going to go back to our designs, and we're going to swap some pages out. So this is the very first page. We're going to say swap story image, choose from library, and let's start with mazes. So there's one, submit, go to the next one, swap, choose, pick the next one, submit. These are different, yeah. All right, next. I'm going to do this. You don't need to see it all. I'm going to pause and just do this. All right, so what I've actually done, since we didn't have 12 inside pages to work with, I've done 3 of each type of puzzle, 3 mazes, 3 crosswords, and 3 spot the difference. I have one more page. I'm going to use that for solutions, and then we have our front and back covers. Let's go to Claude and say prompt for image of book, image for book cover. Otherwise, it'll give you a picture of a book cover. Image for book cover, title. Let's call it Dungeon Adventures by R. E. White. All right. Let's get the prompt. I should have probably been more specific. But this is always just about technique. It's never about the actual details. Okay, so back here we're going to go to Image Designer. Let's go to Perfect Text in Image and see how this does. We're going to paste that prompt, do it in the ratio of our book, which is 3:4, and generate image. All right, I started without you. Sorry. I actually went back to Claude because I'm going to do a back cover. So I'm going to say back cover with similar imagery and explanatory text about mazes, crosswords, and spot the difference puzzles. We'll just see what it gives us. We'll just see. All right. I'm just going to select it all. Copy. Back here, I love this cover generated by Perfect Text in Image. Look at that. That is awesome. So, I mean, I'd want to buy that book. I don't care what was inside of it. Let's go back here. Perfect Text in Image, since that did so nice. And 3:4, generate. Pause. All right. Perfect Text in Image Designer gave us a killer back cover. I don't think the text, I mean, it's readable, but it's not clear. So, you know, I would probably open this up in another app and just fix all this interior text. But, I mean, it looks pretty dang cool. So what we're going to do with these 2 new covers is we're going to go to the cover for the flipbook that we generated. Click the eye, swap it, choose, and click this one and cross our fingers. Beautiful. All right, we got a back cover in here somewhere. The end. That's the back cover. Let's swap story image, choose, and grab our back cover. So nice. All right. All right, so we have one more page that we need to deal with here in our 12-page book, and that is the solution page for all these puzzles. So we have to do that using other means, but I'm going to show you. Let me see. So we know that in order to get the solutions for the mazes, the kids' puzzles, and whatnot, we need to generate a flipbook. So we did that already. Let's go to our flipbooks, and we've got one called Cross, which is our crosswords. Whoops. All right. So these are the solutions. Oh, look, we have a diagonal. People were saying that they weren't seeing diagonals, just up and down. So here we have a diagonal. That's nice. All right. Going back. Oh, so we need solutions for this. I don't care about all the illustrations of whatnot. I just want this right here. So what we're going to do, there's no way to save this page. If you right-click and save image as, you get nothing. It's just a black document. So what we need to do is we need to take a screenshot right here. So once again, if you right-click and go to take a screenshot, then we select our puzzle and we download. Next one, same thing. Take a screenshot, download. All right, let me get the last one. Now we have all our solutions for our crosswords. Let's go to this, spot the difference. Now we're going to go to the mazes. Okay, I have all of our solutions downloaded onto my computer. So, and we have one more page in our book. That's not enough for all these solutions, but it's enough to show you the technique. So we need to replace this page with a document in the same size, 896 by 1152. All right, here's where the Photoshop stuff starts. Sorry. This can be applicable to any image editor, and it's simple image editing. There's nothing advanced. I don't think you're able to do this in Artistly, unfortunately. I mean, you probably could, but it would be a lot of work. So we're going to go to Photoshop. Here, let's close this. We're going to go to Photoshop, and I've already created a document, a preset, that is the size I want. So I say New, and I've got a preset Artistly 3.4 with the pixel aspect, pixel dimensions there. So we say OK. Now we need to start to place our solutions. So we go to Place, we go to our folder, and I am going to, so when it comes in, it's in the transform state. That's why it has this transform box. I'm going to hit Shift so that I maintain the aspect ratio as I resize this. And you can see I'm going down. I'm going to actually take it up here in the percentage. It's at 7.66. Let's take it to 5% so that we know everything is going to be reduced to 5%. All right. So I'm going to populate this page in the same way. Next one. Width 5%, height 5%, commit. Okay, so you can see how these are coming into the page now. And I'll see you in a minute. Okay, real quickly here, you can see that I've got all the solutions in. Now I'm going to try to organize them a little bit better, and I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Over here in the layers panel, I'm going to select the three uppermost layers, the maze puzzles, and since I'm on the move tool, I get the transform control. So we're going to go up here to the top, and we're going to align them all by their top edges. Then we're going to go over here to distribute horizontal centers, and that puts them all in a row. So we're going to basically do that with all these. We're going to take these, well, I'm going to turn on auto select up here in the top left corner so that when I click on a layer, it's automatically selected. I don't have to, or those are all selected already. So I don't have to go to the layer panel every time. I feel like my voice is very gravelly. I'm sorry. All right, so that's roughly where we want them. So I'm going to select all three once again. I am going to align, well, yeah, we're on the move tool. I'm going to align tops, and then I'm going to distribute horizontally, and then I'm going to do the same thing with these. You don't need to see it again. All right, this is just a real quickie. I'm just giving you ideas. Obviously, everything else is up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab those top three layers, select them all, and I'm going to link them by right-clicking and say link layers. Now, even if they're not all selected, you click one, you move them all. So I'm going to move those down a little bit. And at the top of the page, I'm going to select the text tool by hitting T, and I'm going to say solutions, but we're going to spell it right. Solutions, yes. All right, I don't care about font. Go here to the character panel. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's click that along with the background layer with the move tool and say center. There. Sorry. I'm selecting the layer with the text and then hitting the down arrow to nudge it down to where I want it. And then I think what I'm going to do, let's see, we should have a maze template in here if we go to our personal designs. Maze generator? No. Where's the... Let me see. Sorry. Personal designs, let's go to all. And don't they do like a... Yeah, here it is. Okay. So I'm going to download this, the maze template. And then we're going to go back to Photoshop and place that in our document. Right? So there you have that. It's a little bit big, and our solutions are a little bit small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of our solutions, grab them and drag them down here to put them into their own group. Now you see they're called group 1, and if I turn off visibility, the whole thing goes away. Now with that group selected, I'm going to hit Control T to transform, and again holding Shift to constrain those proportions. I am going to reduce it so that it fits within this boundary. Now, ooh, something went wonky there at the end. Try it again. Obviously you're going to need probably bigger solutions. Let's select that group and the background. Align horizontal, vertical centers. Now we got it right in the background. All right. And so there's our solutions page. I don't know where my text went. Oh, I got to move it to the top. There we go. All right. Let's hit V for move and drag that down a little bit. Nudge it down with the arrow key. Now I'm just going to save this off. We can layer flatten. We can then save as a JPEG, and we're going to call it solutions and set it for maximum. All right, cool. Now, how are we going to get this into Artistly? Let's go to bulk actions, create a new action. Let's browse to grab that new document, solutions. And then let's upscale it. Let's convert it to 300 dpi. Build action. I just put a 1 there. It's a waste to have that step there to name it, but whatever. All right, I'm going to pause it. Okay, so we have our solutions page upscaled and converted to 300 dpi. Now this is an experiment. I'm not sure if this is going to work. So let's go to our story page and say swap story image. Now we're going to look for that solutions page. Fingers crossed. Beautiful. All right. Now here's where the real experiment happens. We're going to go to my flipbooks, create new. We did that storybook originally in script to storybook v2. You see all of our designs. Now we say create flipbook, select story. It's got all the pages. Create flipbook. What are we calling this? Dungeon Adventures. All right, create flipbook. Dungeon Adventures. We're going to pick our front cover. Beautiful. Back cover. Nice. Generate. I'm going to pause it. Well, I didn't really need to pause it because that was done so fast. Here, let's click read and see what we got. Dungeon Adventures by R.E. White. Oh, some mazes. Crossword, crossword, spot the difference, solutions, back cover. Right here, you can share it if you click read. Right down here at the bottom, this little share button. That's a link that anybody on the planet can read your book if they have the link. They read it right here as a flipbook on the Artistly site. All right, so obviously they can't do the puzzles, but for other types of books. Also, download your KDP manuscript. Now this book is ready to send to KDP and have it printed. All right, so you got a custom-made book with several different kinds of puzzles, solutions in the back, custom front and back covers, and I think that's a wrap. All right, I hope you like it. I hope you have fun with it. And don't forget, this is kind of a clunky way to do this, to make this custom book. I got an even better way that I'm excited to show you guys, but that's going to take a little bit of time to get that video together. Meanwhile, enjoy this technique and have fun with Artistly. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.